Hello. Today I'm going to tell you some stories about two boys. Now, due to privacy issues, I cannot tell you their names, but just know that they are extremely important to me. So, the first boy, he was in a pretty bad family home situation. They physically and mentally abused him, and because of this, it eventually landed him in the foster care system. But because of the family that he was put with, he ended up doing pretty good in high school and he succeeded. But when he aged out of the system, he was left all alone, and without the support from a stable family, he ended up landing in jail. Now, the second boy had a pretty similar situation. Rough family, went to the foster care system, had a good foster family. But this time, the family was actually going to adopt him. But before that could become legalized, the biological parents gained custody of this boy again. But before the boy left the foster family, he told the dad that because of him, he was inspired to join the military. Now, this happened before technology was truly developed, and because of this, there's little to no communication to stay in touch. So, there was no support system for when the boy got out of the military and ended up being home, and because of the no support system, he ended up taking his own life because of the PTSD he had acquired. Now, I know what this is like because these were two of my own foster brothers. Yeah. So, and I got to watch firsthand what being in the foster care system did to the mental health. Now, you might ask, what does this have to do with me? I don't know any foster kids, and I'm living a pretty good life. You might also not want to think about the situation because the reality of it is so harsh. But listen closely and I will tell you why you should care. And that is because there are more foster children out there than we realize, and we can have a positive impact on them in our own way. Foster children don't need a lot of financial support. What they need the most is emotional support. If you haven't figured it out yet, today I will be talking to you about the foster care system, or more like life after the system. I will tell you what happens when you age out of the system, what foster children need, and how to be a foster care advocate. My first main point is what happens when you age out of the system. Now, for most of us, this is in the period when it is time to go to college, and it is such an exciting experience, and they have the support and love from their families and peers. But for children who just aged out of the foster care system, it is a truly terrifying and alone experience. NYFL 51 Useful Aging Out of Foster Care Stats gives information that is harsh, but sadly is the truth. Each year, there are 23,000 foster kids who age out of the system. Out of that number, in 2018, 20% of them were instantly homeless. 7 out of 10 girls became pregnant before 21, and 25% of all of them suffered PTSD from their foster care lives. These are stats that happen every single year. Not 25% out of all the foster kids ever. 25% of one age group from 1 year. Now, this is a bad problem. And now that we see the problem, it is time to start to overcome it. This leads me to my second point. What foster children need. According to Steve Walsh, a director of the Educational Opportunity Program, stated, foster youth need something intangible, the emotional support of a caring adult. So basically, kids can survive without money, but they won't survive without love and support. I know personally, I've been in a place where I just need an adult to give me more adulty advice. And I'm 20 years old, and I know that doesn't mean I don't know everything, and I need that support. But for foster children, though, they don't have that, and they don't even get the option of having an older person by their side. A statement from Heritage Foundation says, Many foster children do not have an adequate safety net or social network and cannot rely on parents or other relatives to facilitate a smooth transition out of the home and into adulthood. I just want you to think for one moment what that would be like if growing up you did not have a support system and suddenly you were completely abandoned even more once you reach the age 18. So now that you kind of know what the issue is and what they need, here is how to fix it. My third and final point is what foster advocates are, how you can become one, and the benefits that foster children receive. A foster care advocate is an adult who supports the child outside of the official foster care system. Some may even stay with the child past adulthood and just being that friend. It is meant to be a bond that the foster children can use and thrive on. Lindsay, from Care to Care, shares 5 ways that you can be a youth advocate. You can meet, tutor, or mentor a foster child one-on-one. You can volunteer at a group home, or you can host an event in support of the system and its children. Benefits from this program have actually been recorded. One program, CASA, is one that advocates for the fosters, and it's in Atlantic. For example, 92% of the children attend school regularly, and 96 of them are connected to at least one positive role model other than the CASA person. And that's just one of the first steps in ways in making a difference. So that now that you know a little bit more about the foster care system and what happens when you age out of the system, what foster children need, or how to be a foster care advocate, you might understand that foster children not only need to have financial support when they go to college or the adult world, but they also need to have emotional support. Here's what you can do right now to be kind. Here's what you can do right now. Be kind to the ones you know. Support them and try to, in your own way, bring awareness to the community. And in case you didn't think the situation was close at home, I have come to realize that there are quite a bit of students here at our college who are in the system themselves. So, let's make a difference starting right here in our own community. Thank you.